All righty, folks, hope you're ready for some more exciting basketball action going on here tonight. And trying to stand up and stretch myself out a little bit as it's the Silsbee Tigers getting ready to take on the Trinity Christian team here. And let's see what we got here. Didn't even find out what that was it? All right, it is the Trinity Christian Trojans. That's who that is, Trinity Christian Academy, and they will take on the Silsbee Tigers, so the Trojans. And the Tigers set and ready to go here in game number 4 of 5. We have one more after this one. It will involve the Australian guys. That will be the guys from McKinnon, the Cougars, taking on the Center Rough Riders. That will be the final game. We'll get back to action tomorrow morning starting at about 10:30. So join us here tomorrow for more all-day basketball action. Come on out here to the Coliseum and enjoy the games. And have some fun out here, doing all the great basketball action. Ready to go. And that clock will eventually re-up here once we start the next one, folks. So not have to worry about that. And Coach Brown for Silsbee. And let me get the Coach Price. That's it. Coach Price for Trinity Christian Academy. Okay, so now we're ready to go, I do believe. Setting ready here. Got all cameras ready and ready to pop out here. As you see the Silsbee Tigers and the Trinity Christian Academy Trojans. So we're going to go Trojans and Tigers. Trojans, Tigers, and Bears. Oh, my. So here comes TCA out, ready to go. Going to be Apple, Daniels. Who else we got out there? Number 22 is Smith. Number 3 is Price. And number 4 out there looks like that is Cox. Number 4 will be the starting 5 for the TCA Trojans. And Johnson, Williams, James. Johnson, Williams, James. At least those 3 are starting off here for Coach Brown's squad as they're working on getting everything finalized. Is that Cartwright over there as well? And maybe our line, number 11. Another starter here for him. As we're waiting on the referees to come out. So that's what we're waiting on right now. So we're going to get back out here and have a little bit more of a shoot around here for the guys. We're setting ready to go, but we have no referees coming out here. Maybe they're, I know they had some ribs back there in the hospitality room. Maybe that's where they're back there eating on some ribs or something. I don't know what they got going on, but Texas Christian Academy going to sit here and do a little bit more warm-up, and the Silsbee Tigers as well as we get ready for the start of this one. It's been a great tournament here. I want to say a big thank you to the good folks here at Center, and Coach Harrison, and all the wonderful people who helped put on the tournament, making us feel comfortable in all the hospitality we've gotten here so far. And we'll be back again tomorrow for it, and this is the first of what will be an annual tournament here in Center for the Rough Riders. So that's a nice thing to have here for Center, that's for sure, right here. And unfortunately, we had to start a little bit later due to some water issues here in town. So that's the way things are going here. But now we got the referees on their way out here. So hopefully we'll get this game started here before too long. All right, so there's one of them anyway. We're going to have one referee out here for this game. But yeah, back out here tomorrow. I'm trying to see, let's see who's going to start off tomorrow. I think it's the Trinity Christian and Australia game tomorrow is the first game out there tomorrow as we get started for everything tomorrow morning. And that'll get started at about 10:30. And then after that one, we will have games all the way through the afternoon on Saturday. So stay with us throughout the day. And see, we're going to start off here. That's at Trinity Christian and Australia. And then we'll go Center and Chapel Hill. And then Jacksonville and JV Center JV there. Australia and Silsbee. We may take a little bit of a break there in the middle for some food or something tomorrow. Australia and Silsbee, Chapel Hill and Trinity Christian, and then Silsbee and Center will wrap it up here tomorrow night. Final game scheduled to be about 6 o'clock, so we'll see how that all comes around tomorrow afternoon, starting at 10:30, as the referees have now made their way out here for the court, and we should get ready to go here for the start of this one. And now we're ready. Okay. Sorry, folks, don't have a whole lot of time in between games to get a whole lot of pregame stuff or whatever. We kind of got to get done and get started, then we got to check things out. But hope you're having a good time with it. I know I'm having a good time with it here today, and I'm sorry if it doesn't look the greatest or whatever, but we're out here trying to knock it all out and get it all good, and we're on wireless and robot stuff, so it's all good, though. We're having fun. We appreciate y'all joining us wherever you are. All right, so we're setting ready to go here. It's going to be Williams. He's going to jump here against the big man, number 22. That is Smith for the Trojans. So the Tigers and Trojans ready to go here. And Smith going to get a handle on it. It's going to be out to Daniels. Daniels will kick it back out here, and that will be number 4. That is Cox who will have that basketball. I throw it up ahead here to Daniels. Once again, working against Williams. Kicking over here now to Price. Price going to launch the 3. Price knocking down the 3 to start off here for the Trojans. Tigers going to be R-line, bringing it up the floor here, working against Apple. Taking it over here now to Jones. Jones back to R-line. R-line to Williams. Williams in the lane there. Good defense there by Smith. Makes Williams throw up an errant shot. Going to go off of the Tigers, so it'll go back to the Trojans. Trojans will have it. It'll be Daniels on the inbound. Big man on the inbound, going to get it in here. And he'll find Cox as Johnson putting on some pressure here. As Cox gets it across the timeline. Bounce pass up in the middle, kicking it back over to the far side here. And here's Price driving down in the lane. A nice job there by Price. 5 points off the bat here for Price and the Trojans, as Johnson will get it for the Tigers. Okay, we got a little bit of an issue there, so we're going to Johnson kicks it off to R-line. R-line with a short jumper. Rebound there by Williams. He'll go, and he'll get himself. See if we can do this here, folks. See if we can get that line back up. There we go. Sorry about that scoreboard there, folks, but we got her now. So it's going to be a foul on the floor. It looks like that was on 0. First one off the mark here for Williams. Sorry, got the scoreboard fixed there, so now we're good to go. So first one off the mark there for Williams. Trying to get his team on the board, and does. So Williams with the first points of the ball game here for the Tigers. There will be Cox bringing it up the floor here for the Trojans. Shouldn't be Christian. Working against Johnson, comes across the timeline now. Gets the double team out there, throws it up ahead here to Daniels. Daniels trying to find R-line, and R-line does make the steal there as they try to get it down into Apple. And R-line pulls up his dribble, now throws it over to Jones. Jones gets it up ahead. Johnson at the free throw line. Nice job here by the Tigers finding the open man, and that is going to be Cartwright with the bucket. And we're going to get a stoppage of play coming back up the floor. That's going to be a foul on number 5, which will be Jones for the Tigers. So an out-of-bounds play coming here from Apple. Oh, is that Apple? Apple. Here we go. Kicking it back across here. Apple's got it over to the far side. Going to try to get it underneath there to Smith, but a nice job on the steal coming across there is Jones. Jones throwing it up ahead here. And they'll get it down to Johnson. Johnson back out to R-line. R-line at the free throw line, pulls it back out. R-line looking to drive downside. Is stepping outside the free throw line. Short jump shot, and a nice job there by Jones. He steps on the line as he got a piece of it, throws it back inside. It's going to go to TCA. And the Trojans will have it. 5:51 to play here in the first quarter. Getting under bound to Apple. Apple now finds Price. A couple nice shots by Price so far in this ballgame. Smith back to Price. He brings it across the timeline here. Price is going to have it knocked away by Williams, out of play. That's going to be Trojan basketballs. Price time to take it along the right side of the lane there, but Williams knocks it away. And Price And the Trojans will get it back here to Daniels. Will get it on the inbound here for the Trojans. Kicking it in here, finding Price. Price, 3-ball onto the way. It will not go. Out of play there, and it's going to go off of the Tigers. So it'll stay with the Trojans on that far end over there. So an inbound play coming once again for Daniels. So get it on the inbound here, find Cox. Cox in the lane. Oh, boy, he took a shot to the side of the head there. No call. Coming out there with it is Williams. Williams pushing up the action. And Williams getting right down outside and finds Jones for 3. Long range of 3 will not go. And rebound comes out here for Cox and the Trojans, pushing it back up the floor. Looking against Jones. I should say Johnson. 3-ball onto the way, and it rattles in and out there. That time for Price, and Arline comes up with a rebound. And push it up ahead now to Johnson. Johnson in the lane. Johnson puts up the floater, too short. Rebound comes out here for the Trojans. Going to give it to Cox. Cox going to bring it up against Johnson. Johnson. Cox, top of the key, 4-3, rattles in and out. Williams gets the rebound. 1 of 4 at the 3-point line here for the Trojans to start our line. From the right side, just too short right there. Rebound by Cartwright, too short on that one. Rebound comes up by Daniels, and the Trojans get it right back. Back up the floor now comes Cox for the Trojans, working against our line out here on the free at the half-court line. Cox dropping it back out, finds Price. Price now back out here to Apple. Apple working against Jones. Good job here on the defense by the Tigers. Tell you what, Chapel Hill and Tigers and the Silsbee defense both have been really, really good here. So here's another shot, a 3-ball on the way from Apple. It won't go. Rebound underneath there by the Trojans. Looks like that was number 22, Smith, with the rebound, trying to take it back in, and Smith is going to be fouled. He'll go to the line, shooting a couple. So Smith at the line with 4:06 to play here in the first. 5-3. Trojans with the lead over the Tigers. And Smith off the mark on the first one. Checking in the ball game here as Cardinale, as well as number 15, and that is Robinson. Checking out is Daniels. And into the ball game, number 2, that is Flat for Coach Price and of the Trojans. 4:06 to go. At the line here on the back half of it is Smith, and can't get that one to go. Williams gets the rebound. Back up the floor now comes the Tigers. It's Williams. Brings it up. Kick it back out here to Arline. Getting under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Arline dropping it off as the Tigers work the weave here. Cardinale get it down in the corner. Arline in the corner. Arline, jumper off the rack, front of the rim, will not go. Rebound comes out here by Smith, pushing it back up the floor. Are the Trojans, get it back down underneath. Good job here moving the ball around. Apple trying to work his way in, and a nice job there by Apple. Gets underneath the defense, takes it in and scores. That's a good play there for him. And it's now a 7-3 ball game. It back up the floor, now come the Tigers. Johnson working his way in the lane, puts it up off the glass, can't get it to go, gets his own rebound. Good defense there by Price, but here's Arline for 3. Can't get it. Cardinale with the rebound. Puts up the shot, won't go. Rebound comes out here by Flat, and back up the floor now. Come the Trojans. They lead it 7-3, getting 3 minutes to go. Cox driving the right side of the lane, kicking it back out here. 3 onto the way from Smith. It will not go. Long rebound coming out by Cox. They'll get it back around here. Here's Price for 3. It won't go. Long rebound comes out by Williams. He touches it last. It goes out of play, and they're trying to say it is Trojan basketball. I think he's right under that call there, Trojan basketball. And checking into the ball game now is going to be Ingram, number 5. He'll come in here for Smith for the Trojans, Coach Price. 2:44 to play here in the first quarter. 7-3 Trojans with the lead. Apple onto the inbound, going to find Price out on top. Working against Robinson, takes it to the left side, blocked by Williams as he's trying to get in there, but nice job there. That's going to be a jump ball. As Robinson and Ingram tie it up right there. Possession arrow goes to the Tigers. So 2:35 to play here in the first. Tigers will get it. Push it up the floor now. It will be Cardinale, sorry. Taking it back out here to Williams to the left side. Williams for 3. Back of the iron, no good. 0 for 3 at the three-point line here for the Tigers. Back up the floor now. Come the Trojans as Apple drops it off here to Flat. Flat going to kick it out here to Cox. Cox working against Williams. Now to Price. Price turn around, shooting, jumping to three. Front of the rim, no good. Long rebound comes out. Ball headed this way. Stays 2 minutes to go. Goes back to the Tigers. So the Tigers get it back. Here's it. As will be Briscoe. Oh, Cardinale will be ringing Jones. Williams going to check out of the ball game. Checking in is going to be number 20, Pemberton, for Coach Brown. And the Tigers under 2 to go as Jones brings it across the timeline. Cardinale here to the left side, dropping it off here. Weaving it up with Briscoe. Briscoe back to Johnson. Johnson working against Price. Turnaround jumper outside the free throw line. Johnson with a nice shot, and that's good. First points of the ball game for Johnson. Back to a 2-point ball game now, 7-5. Trojans with the basketball. Price pushing up here to the right side, going around Johnson. I'll tell you what, Price got some good ball handling skills. Kicking it back out here. Gets a screen. Now drop it off over to the left side. Bringing it in is Ingram. Ingram can't get it to roll. Rolls off the front of the rim. Rebound comes out long to Smith. Smith to Cox. 3 on the way, and it's good. Cox draining the 3 for the Trojans. And with 1:17 to go, it's a 5-point lead. Back up the floor now come the Tigers. Getting down about a minute to go here in this first quarter. Johnson looking the right side of the lane. Dropping it off. Cardinale. 3-ball. Oh, I thought it was going to go down, but just off the mark. 0 for 4 at the 3-point line there for the Tigers. Cox bringing it back up the floor under a minute to go now, down to 50 seconds to go here into the quarter. Cox right in the lane. Had to go around the 2 defenders. A nice job there by Cox, taking it in there and scores. Take it right on in there. Drew the contact, got the bucket. No call, but still gets the bucket to go. That's a nice job taking it in there strong by Cox. Back up the floor now coming the Tigers. 35 seconds to go. Johnson with it. So Tigers trail by 7. Briscoe. Back of the iron, no good for 3. 0 for 5 at the 3-point line. Briscoe gets his own rebound. Short jumper. Back of the iron once again, no good. Pemberton can't get the rebound. Briscoe tries to get it. It goes into the hands there of the Trojans, and it ends up finally in Ingram's hands, and he'll kick it back here to Cox. And back up the floor now come the Trojans, was looking for one shot here with about 13 seconds left to play here into the first quarter. Cox weaving his way around, going to turn over to the near side, going to send it over here to the right side. It might not get us. Oh, we're going to get a foul on the floor before the end of the quarter, though. So it'll be a foul there on Pemberton. But I don't know if they're going to put any time back on the clock, though. It'll be an out-of-bounds play with very little time left on the clock, though. They may still do that, but it'll be an out-of-bounds play here for the Trojans as Flat will look to bring it in. And I don't know, they may put like maybe a half a second or maybe 1 second on the clock here. We'll see exactly what they're going to do with that. As now they're trying to get 3 seconds. So they put 3 seconds on the clock, so they're going to go let that roll. And they'll let it stop inside of 1 second, I'm sure. So a little trouble resetting the clock, but it looks like they're going to get that taken care of. See? So we got 0.3 on the clock. That's what they wanted, so that's what we got. So 0.3 on the clock, so it'll be a quick inbound and maybe a chance at a shot here as Smith ready to bring it in. And Smith will get the inbound here in just enough time to maybe catch and shoot. And won't get a shot off. So it will be a 12-5 lead for the TCA Trojans. So we got a break on the floor, and I need to change the battery, folks, so we're going to do that. So we'll be right back here on NETSN. Thanks for joining us. Back here and ready for action. Second quarter underway. And with 7:55 to play in the first half. 12-7, TCA has the basketball. 3 ball on the way from Cox, and he'll knock it down over that left side. He's got a couple big threes here into this ball game already. 3 for 10 at the three-point line here for the Trojans. The Tigers have the basketball. Cardinale looking here to the left side of the lane. Finds Robertson. Robinson off the mark on that shot. Rebound comes out by Cox and the Trojans. Back up the floor. Going to find Price. Runs into a double team. He hits the floor there. And that's going to be a foul on the Tigers. Checking into the ball game. Number 23, Sells. He's in the ball game. Ten-point lead here for the Trojans, and they have the basketball. Ready to bring it in is Daniels. Daniels going to find Price over here to the right side. Price back out to Cox, top of the key, 3 ball, knocking it down. Cox, boy, I tell you what, you got to get a hand in his face. Somebody does, as he's nuts draining those threes. That's now a 13-point lead here for the Trojans over the Tigers, as Johnson will bring it across the timeline now for Silsbee. Working against Cox, bounce pass into Pemberton, back to Johnson. Johnson over here to Sells. Sells kicking it down to Robinson here in the corner. On the left side, back to Johnson. Johnson driving down the lane. Johnson off the glass. Nice move there by Johnson. Takes it in. He takes it in strong and scores. Back up the floor now come Trinity Christian and the Trojans. Cox coming across the timeline. Going to be met there by Cardinale. Kicking it over here to Apple. Apple with the double team underneath. And there's a nice job there by Pemberton to make the block of Smith. Takes it away, gives it back to the Tigers, and up the floor now comes Johnson over that right side. Cardinale stepping aside, short jumper for Cardinale, knocking it down. That's his first points of the ball game. Big bucket there for the Tigers, and a good job there by Johnson as that one gets away from him. Johnson got a hand on it, but it'll be out of play and go to the Trojans here with 18-9, 6:16 to play in the first half. On the inbound, Daniels finds Cox. Cox going to send it over here to Price for a 3, and that rattles in and out. And a nice rebound there for Daniels. Daniels throws it back over to the other side, and that's knocking it down for Apple. He'll knock down the 3 on the other side. And it's a 3-and-3s here by the Trojans. And of this first half, 21-9 here. Here comes. Oh, that was a nice job there as they get it down in the corner to Jones. And Jones steps inside. He draws the contact there from number 1, Apple. And that is only the first team foul. On one team foul on both teams here into this second quarter. So 5:52 to play in the half. And it will be Tiger basketball. Jones on the inbound looking to get in. Finds Johnson. Johnson almost lost the handle at the side of the free throw line. Jumping over Cox and knocking it down. Johnson with Cox in his face. It's his 6th point of the ball game right there, making it a 10-point lead once again for the Trojans as Cox brings it across the timeline. Working against Robinson out on top. Sorry, that's Jones. Send it over here to Price. Price underneath here to Daniels. Daniels going to throw it over here to Apple. Once again, that same spot for a 3 and knocking it down. He hit that same spot over there and he hit it again. Back-to-back threes here for Apple. 5:23 to go, 24-11. Silsbee trailing. As they get it to Johnson over to the far side. And that's over Johnson's head and out of play. And back to the Trojans. So Cox will now bring it up the floor. Send it back outside, and that was going to get away, and that may be a backcourt violation. No, it's going to be Pemberton coming up with the loose ball, and he can't finish. Oh, just too short at the rack. And bringing it back up the floor here now is Price, and he's going to throw it up ahead. And he can't get down here to Cox. So the ball gets thrown away. It goes back to the Tigers here. As it is Sells. Got a loose tire right there. Games today being brought to us by the good folks at Shelby Savings Bank. All the games here on NETSN brought to us by Shelby Savings Bank. Big thank you to them for that. So Johnson will have it now as he brings it across the timeline here for the Tigers. Hit it to Cardinale. Down in the corner here to Jones. Back to Cardinale under 4:40 to go in the half. Oh, nice, finding Jones out there. Jones came, rattles out for him. Coming out with it is Smith. That was a nice little shot, but just hit the side of the iron and come back out. Cox dropping it back off here to Smith. Smith. Now Apple. Apple trying to work against Jones. That one gets tipped away there by Jones, staying out of bounds, and it will be staying with the Trojans there on their end with 4:23 to go in the half. Out of bounds play coming in here for the Trojans. Ready to check in now is Arline. He'll come in here for Sells for Coach Brown. And now ready to bring it in once again is Daniels. Daniels going to find Cox cut through the lane on the inbound, and a nice job there to find him. 13 points in this ball game here for Cox already for the Trojans. It's Tigers basketball. Arline brings it up, trailing by 15. Got to find some good offense right here. Arline going to drop it, and that's a steal. Taken away there by Flat, throwing it up ahead here to Cox. Cox going to dump it off here to Smith. Smith can't finish. Johnson checking down the rebound. Apple knocks it out of play, and it'll go to the Tigers. And ready to check in now is going to be Price and Ingram. As checking out is Apple and Daniels for Coach Price. Under 4 to go here in the half. Tigers have the basketball. Arline bringing it across the timeline now. Send it over to the far side to Jones. Jones in the lane, draws some contact, can't get a call. Pemberton gets the rebound. He tries to go back up. He's going to be fouled this time by Ingram. And that'll be an out-of-bounds play. What are they going to say he is? So I'm going to say Pemberton will go to the line here. Didn't think that was an act of shooting, but I'm going to say Pemberton at the line. 3:45 to play here until halftime. On the way for Pemberton, off the front of the rim, no good. So free throws have not been really well to anybody on any teams that we've been out here so far tonight. Free throws really haven't been going down for either team on any of the games called so far. Pemberton gets, sorry, that's Chasen, number 30. Chasen, number 30, gets 1 out of 2 onto that one, not Pemberton. My apologies. So here's Cox with the basketball, working against Johnson out here on top. Send it over to the far side for Flat. Flat working against Arline. Now kicking it back here to Smith. Smith trying to go from the right side into the middle. And good job by the Tiger defense trying to shut down that lane there, not letting them in that lane. Kick it over to the far side, and it is a 3 onto the way there, and it won't go. Rebound by Cardinale. Back up the floor now comes Johnson. Johnson send it to Arline here to the left side. The Trojans are doing a really good job too. It's 0 for 5 at the three-point line here for the Tigers. The Tigers need to cut into this 14-point lead here with 3 minutes to go. They were behind in that first game earlier. They came back and got the win. Arline can't get that one to go. Rolls out. Just off the mark here for the Tigers so far. And there's another steal. Johnson coming out there with it. He'll push it up ahead, get over to the far side. There's Jones for 3. Rattles in and out once again. Another just in and out here for the Tigers. 2:38 to go. Bringing it down, coming out by Cox. He'll push it up the floor here to the right side. Cox taking it down the lane. He's going to be fouled on the way in. That could be either on the Chasen or Arline. See, they call it on with 2:32 to go. So will be a foul here against the Tigers. It's number 2 on Arline. And send Cox to the line. Shooting a couple here for the Trojans. And Cox gets it to roll home. Coming up tonight, folks, the nightcap here tonight will be the McKinnon Cougars with the Aussie squad take on the Center Rough Riders here to wrap up this first day of the Rough Rider Holiday Hoops Tournament on the first of what will be an annual event. Thanks for letting us be a part of it here at NETSN. Cox back half onto the way. Back of the iron will not go. Rebound comes out, and it just stays with the Trojans. And on the line there for the Tigers as it got away. It looked like it was Ingram to come down with it. He threw it out, and then one of the Tigers tried to save it back in. Might have been Jones tried to save it back in. Apple checks in for Cox for Coach Price, but it gets out of bounds there once again. It's Trojans basketball ready to bring it in. It's Flat. 2:27 to go. He'll get it in here to Apple. Covered it by Arline over to that left side. Back out to Price. Price to Daniels, and they'll give it back to Price. Price working along the right side. Price in the lane. Gets his shot, won't go. And a nice job there by Wilson to save it, but it goes back into the hands of the Trojans. That is Apple, takes it in and scores from the right side. 2:04 to go. And I'll tell you what, even when the Tigers get a little bit of a break, the Trojans were able to take advantage of it and get it away and score. They now lead it by 17 with 1:55 to go. Arline in the lane, and he scores. He gets his first points of the game. So here's Price back across the timeline, sending it over here to the right side, and find Apple. Apple working against Arline. Apple loses the handle on a basketball, but picks it up. Does Ingram. Ingram, a long-range three out to Price. Can't get it to go, and there's a Smith with the rebound, or Daniels with the rebound. And keeping it in possession there are the Trojans as Apple tried to throw it to Price over to that left side, but getting a hand on it, knocking it out is going to be Jones for the Tigers with 1:28 to play in the half. So an out-of-bounds play here for the Trojans once again, as will be flat on the inbound. Price almost is still there by Jones. Price gets it. He's going to drop it off here to Daniels. Daniels back out here to Flat. Flat to Price. Price back to Daniels. Apple, top of the key. A little bit of room there, but the Tigers shut that down. No shot. Price working from the left side. Puts up the shot. Won't go. Rebound coming out here by Wilson. Wilson pushing it back up the floor now for the Tigers. Loses a hand on the basketball. Picks it up. That ball still loose, but now Wilson gets it back. And Wilson tries to put up the shot from underneath, and it gets away, and it looks like it goes off of one of the Trojans down there. And now they're going to say it's off of the Tigers. So be an out-of-bounds play here coming for, no, it was off of the Trojans. I thought so. They're going to bring Williams back in the ball game here. So substitutions, Cope Brown, Briscoe, Cartwright checking in the game here for Wilson, as well as Jones. So it is Trojan basketball. Okay. So under a minute to go here in the half. And the Trojans have it with a 15-point lead. And Cox bringing it across the timeline, send it over to the left side. Back out on top here to Flat. Flat working along the left side of the lane, kicking it back out to Cox. Cox has had some good three-point shots here, but they tighten up the defense on him. They're getting a hand in his face. Kicking it over here to Smith. Smith trying to work his way down in the lane. He puts up the shot. It will not go. Going to call a walk on Smith before that shot. So he couldn't believe that one, but it's going to be a walk on Smith, so the shot won't count. Turnover back to the Tigers. Tigers now with an opportunity to cut into this lead here as they trail by 15, getting ready to go to halftime. Send over to the left side. Back out on top. Cardinale. Trojans doing a good job here keeping the, as Williams trying to find his way, they're doing a good job of keeping the Tigers from penetrating too far down inside here. They haven't had too many good easy shots from in there. Arline, long range three, a little bit short. Rebound right there by Cartwright. Looks like it's going to go off of the Trojans with 1.5 to go. The Tigers will keep possession here. Have a chance of one shot here before the end of the half. So looking to bring it in now. Cartwright going to get it in here. Arline back to Cartwright. Cartwright not going to get a shot off. And it will be a 29-14 lead here at halftime as the Trinity Christian Academy Trojans have the lead over the Silsbee Tigers, 29-14. We're at halftime here. We'll take a break, folks, and come right on back. The games today being brought to us by the good folks at Shelby Savings Bank. Big thanks to the good folks at Shelby Savings Bank for all they do. So thanks to Shelby Savings Bank for bringing us the ball games here today.
Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with best of Nacogdoches and best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center proudly supports all the students and schools of the Piney Woods. Stop by the lot and feel free to check out all the wonderful vehicles we have to offer, no matter what adventure you're planning on taking. We have a wide selection of used vehicles and a service department that can service your vehicle. Get all the info you need about your next vehicle online. That way you're prepared for your car deal when you hit the lot. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center.
At Aurora Concepts, we offer full-service primary care. And we provide physicals for student athletes for every sport. Aurora Concepts. Let us take care of you.
Whether it's with family and friends or just some time to yourself, summer is better on the water. And Farmers State Bank has exactly what you need to make those dreams come true. Learn more at fsbctx.bank.
Alrighty, folks, back here just about ready for the halftime to be over. We'll see some of the Center Rough Riders getting some practice in here. They'll be playing their first game here. They'll be kind of waiting around all day today to get on the floor here today. So they're going to be playing the McKinnon Cougar squad, the guys out of Australia. That'll be coming up after the one that we're on right now. Right now it's a 15-point lead here at halftime for the Trinity Christian Academy Trojans over the Silsbee Tigers. I tell you, the Silsbee had a lead there. They were behind. I'm sorry, they had to lead there against Chapel Hill earlier into the day here in that first game. And then they got behind them there at the third quarter. So see if Silsbee can come back here and make a good run here in the third, see if they can have a good second half. They trailed by 15, but I tell you, the three ball, 6 of 15 at the three-point line for the Trojans, 0 for 6 for the Silsbee Tigers so far here. Make that 0 for 7 for the Silsbee Tigers here into this first half. As we're ready to go for the second half. It's coming up here on NETSN. Thanks for joining us wherever you are. We appreciate everybody out there. We'll be back here tomorrow. First game starts at 10:30, I do believe. So we'll be out here throughout the day tomorrow. I think it'll be 6 games we'll have for you tomorrow, 6 or 7 that we'll have for you, all of them here on NETSN. And had a great time here today, but still got a game and a half left to play here before we're done of this evening here in Center tonight. So a big thank you to all the good folks here in Center for the great hospitality, getting us all hooked up and making sure we got everything we need here this afternoon. So that's all good. We appreciate it. And now we're ready to go for the second half right here. And I tell you, Cox, he's done a great job. 14 points in this ball game here. He's the leading scorer both sides. And he has drained some threes here, a couple of them back-to-back, him and Apple both with some big threes there. He had 4 threes in that second quarter. So now it will be Tiger basketball to start off. And Williams on the inbound, going to find Cardinale. Cardinale will bring it back across the timeline, set it up here, ready to go for the second half. Tigers going to have to look to get some good shots here. Here's a 3 from Jones. It's off the mark. And a rebound comes out by Cardinale. Cardinale can't get that shot to go, but a rebound there by Williams. Finally ends up with the rebound. He puts it right back in and scores. So Williams, 3 points in the ball game here for him. And it will be Cox working against Johnson. Send it up ahead here now to Daniels. Daniels working against Williams. They give it back out here to Cox. He comes across the timeline here, setting it up for the Trojans. Apple. Now Price. Price working around. Oh, he loses the handle on the basketball, goes between the legs there. Just lost the handle on the dribble, trying to turn the corner. And he'll lose it, and it goes to the Tigers. Williams onto the inbound, sits it in here now to Cardinale. Cardinale. That left side. Sends it down here in the corner. Williams going to try the 3. That's off the mark there for Williams. 0 for 8, 0 for 9 now for the Tigers at that 3-point line. Push it up ahead here, and that's a nice job by Smith. He can't finish though. Send it back up ahead. Now comes a Williams for the Tigers in the lane at the free throw line. Throws it back out here for Cardinale. Cardinale looking for that 3. 0 for 10 now for the Tigers at the 3-point line. Johnson comes up with a long rebound. And it goes through the hands there of Jones, but he picks it up. Jones in the lane off the glass and scores. Nice job there by Jones to stay with it and gets the bucket there for the Tigers. Set it up ahead. Apple all the way back across the Price. Good job by the Tigers to get back on defense as the Trojans going to penetrate down here and find him a nice. Oh, there's a nice move in the lane by Cox, and that goes off the mark. And it's Johnson with the rebound, putting it back up ahead. Now comes Cardinale. He has a block from behind, and he's going to be fouled onto that block there, and that's going to be against Daniels. And Cardinale may go to the line shooting a couple. 2 for 4 at the line so far here tonight for the Tigers. 1 for 4 for the Trojans through that first half and a little bit here into the third. I don't see a 0-0 on the floor, so I don't know where that foul is coming from, but that's put double zeros up there, but that's not right. Cardinale off the mark here. And I'll tell you, I mean, this is the 4th game of the afternoon, and free throws have been dismal by every team. I mean, nobody's had a good free throw percentage here in any of these ball games so far. So Cardinale, second one on the way, gets that one to go. On the inbound, bringing it in here now to Price. Facing some full court pressure here. Price breaks it up, gets it up ahead, and a nice job getting underneath there. And a good job there to make him alter his shot was Williams. And Williams going to get the ball back. He'll push it back up here for the Tigers. Williams right down the lane. He's going to be fouled on the way in, and he'll go to the line shooting a couple. And Williams is 1 for 2 at the line so far. to put that. Sorry. So Williams goes to the line here, shooting a couple. He's 1 for 2. Williams with 3 points in the ball game. Looking to add to that and close into this lead. Right now it's 10, getting under 10 for the first time in a while here for the Tigers. Oh, it's off the back of the iron, no good. I say that about the free throw shooting of all the teams here, not real good, but tomorrow will probably be 100% all the way across somewhere. You never know. So second one on the way for Williams. That's off the mark as well, and it goes off of the hands there of Daniels. And it's going to be Tiger basketball. There's Jones right there as he misses them both at the free throw line. 6:10 to go, and the Tigers get it right back. On the inbound, going to find Arline over to the left side. Underneath here to Jones at the free throw line. Jones with the double team. Jones takes it in and scores. Nice job there by Johnson. Sorry, that's Johnson. Not Jones, Johnson. Take it in there and score for the Tigers. Push it back up. Here's Cox working against Williams. And that's going to be a foul on Williams coming up the floor on that far side there as Cox bringing it up. Picking up a little contact. But now down to an 8-point ball game for the Tigers. They're trying to climb back in here and having to make some stops as they've held the Trojans scoreless in this first 3 minutes of this third quarter. Apple with the basketball. They'll look to get it in, finds Price right at the free throw line. Cardinale there on the defense. Getting a screen there from Daniels. Send it over here to Apple on the left side, trying to bring it back in the middle, but Tigers right back out there to double team. Find Cox. Cox, dangerous with the ball in his hands. Here's Price in the corner for 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Coming back up the floor now is going to be Williams for the Tigers, and he's going to have it knocked away by Apple. Nice job reaching in there, knocking it away by Apple. But it stays with the Tigers, and we're going to get a timeout on the floor. Looks like Coach Brown is going to take a timeout. We've got a 30-second timeout, so we'll take one with him. We'll be right back here on the NETSN.
Diamond B Cafe on the corner of Tenaha and Timpson is open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. until 8 p.m. and on the Lord's Day Sunday, 7 until 2. Diamond B Cafe was voted the best breakfast in Shelby County, and that breakfast or dinner menu is available anytime that they're open. So stop on by Diamond B Cafe and visit the Brandons on the corner of Tenaha and Timpson in Center.
All right, we're back here after the timeout. 5:52 to go here into the third quarter. And the Silsbee Tigers trying to climb back into this one. And they were trailing it by 15 at the end of the half. And in the first couple of minutes here have done a good job. Here's Arline going to get an open look for 3. Off the side of the iron, no good. I'll tell you what, get a couple of those threes to go down there. 0 for 11. Here's Cardinale in the lane. He puts it up off the glass, too strong. Won't go. Johnson with the rebound. The third shot at it for the Tigers. And it's a hoop and a harm here for Johnson as he knocks it down. And Johnson will go to the line for the Tigers. That gets it to within 6. A chance to get him within 5 here at the line with 5:40 to go for the Tigers. Third team foul on the Trojans here into the third already. So Johnson in and out. Rebound coming out here by Daniels. Daniels will drop it off to Cox. Cox will bring it up the floor here, working against Arline. And Cox now send it over here to Apple. Apple going to find Smith underneath there, and that's a Arline getting a handle on it, and it's a steal there by the Tigers. Back up the floor now come Silsbee. Arline finding Cardinale. Cardinale in the corner, filling the 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound comes out long here, and it's going to be Smith. They'll drop it off here to Apple. Apple taking it down inside the lane. Apple puts up the shot a little bit short. Nice rebound here by Smith. They'll kick it back around. Price can't get that shot to go. There's a nice. Price thought about that shot, but he dumps it off there to Daniels. Daniels can't get it to go. Rebound comes out by the Tigers. Back up ahead here. And Jones in the lane, puts up the floater, and it goes. Jones with a beautiful shot, and it goes down. He's got 4 points here in the quarter. 4:52, and it's now a 4-point ball game as the Tigers have held the Trojans scoreless 3 minutes and 8 seconds. On the inbound, playing some tight defense here in that full court pressure. On the inbound to Cox. Cox trying to bring it across the timeline here. They'll get it up ahead, and there's another steal, this time by Johnson. Johnson steps in front of the pass, throws it up ahead, finding Arline in the lane. Arline with triple team, and Arline scores. It's a 2-point ball game with 4:35 to go. The Tigers have climbed right back into this one here in the third. And still putting on the pressure. Cox gets it up ahead here to Daniels. Daniels over here now to Smith. Apple for 3, trying to stop it down. That's a nice job there by Apple. He knocks down the 3, trying to shut down the scoring here by the Tigers. Up ahead here to Williams. And Williams down in the corner. Slowing it down. We'll get down to 4 minutes to go. Outside the free throw line. Jones for the jumper, and it's good. He's 6 points here into the quarter. So it is Trojan basketball as Cox brings it back across the timeline. Going to get down to a Price over to the far side. Long pass. It gets partially tipped. Arline picks up the loose ball. Throws it up ahead here to Williams. Williams after the rack and scores. 5 points for Williams in the ball game, and it's now a 32-29 ball game. And we're going to get a timeout by Coach Price and of the Trinity Christian Academy Trojans as it's a 1-point ball game, 32-31, 3:44 to go. We'll be right back here on NETSN.
Shelby Savings Bank has come a long way since it was established in 1982, and the good folks that work at Shelby Savings Bank really enjoy doing things in the community and for the community. And they would like to encourage everyone to please shop local. For all your banking needs, please visit these wonderful Shelby Savings Bank locations, with 2 locations in Center, locations in St. Augustine, Palestine, and Lindale.
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the Pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
Great shot, man. Yeah, let's go.
All right, folks, back after the timeout, 32-31. It is Trojan basketball. Ready to bring it in here is going to be Flat. He'll be right here in front of us. Flat sends it back inside here. And Cox, there's almost a steal there by Cartwright for the Tigers. But here's get it over to Price. Price going to launch the 3. That one's a little bit short there. Rebounded by the Tigers. So we get it back to Johnson. Johnson will bring it across the timeline here for Silsbee. Throwing it across. Going to find Briscoe. Briscoe to Cartwright. Cartwright back over to Johnson. Johnson back to Cartwright. Cartwright 4-3 and knocking it down. Cartwright 4-3 for the Tigers. Their first 3 of the ball game, and they have their first lead of the ball game with 3:16 to go. And that's going to be a foul there on Cartwright as Cox tried to bring it back up the floor. So with 3:16 to go, that's 1 for 13 at the 3-point line, and finally knocks down a 3 there to give them the lead. Does Cartwright for the Tigers. 3:16 to go here in the third. The Trojans have the basketball, faces some full court pressure. Getting in here to Apple. Apple finding Price. Price working against Cardinale. Going to try to bring it up the floor, and it does. Cardinale, or Price, going to drop it off out here. 3 on the way from Cox. It is off the mark. Here's another one from Price. It won't go. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll go out of play into the Coliseum stands, and it will go back to the Tigers on a couple misses here by the Trojans as they have relinquished the lead with 3 minutes to go here into the third. On the inbound to Johnson. Johnson now bringing it across the timeline over to the left side. And got to get the clock rolling. Here we go. Now, didn't get it started on time, so now we're ready to go now that it's ready. 2:52 to play. Get it going. As Johnson gets the inbound here for the Tigers. Bringing it back across the timeline. Gets a screen from Cartwright. Johnson tried to work his way in the middle of the lane. Takes it against the triple team. Can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound. Ball gets knocked away. Arline picks up the loose ball there to the left side. Arline gets a nice screen there from Johnson. Johnson will get it back. Johnson taking it here to the right side. Finding Cartwright in that same spot for a 3. Too strong this time. And a rebound comes out by the Trojans. And Johnson gets a hand on that pass, but it gets right back in the hands of Smith. Smith gets back to Cox. And with 2:20 to go, he tries to bring it across the timeline now for the Trojans. Going to send it here now to Apple to the left side. Finding Price back to the right. Briscoe on the coverage there. Price takes it down and can't get it to go. Another missed shot here by the Trojans. Rebound by Johnson. Throw it up ahead here for Cardinale. Cardinale puts up the shot. Won't go too strong. Rebound there by Cartwright. He's in the right spot at the right place. And he puts it right back up. It's a 4-point lead here for the Tigers. Get it in here now to Price. He loses the handle on it. Ball's on the floor, but a nice job by Cox. Picks it up, finds Apple. Apple, top of the key. 3 won't go. Rebound coming out here by Briscoe. Briscoe going to throw it up ahead here to Cartwright. Cartwright in the middle here at the free throw line. Stopping and popping, rolls in and out. Apple gets the rebound for the Trojans. A minute and a half to go here into the third. It's a 4-point lead here for the Tigers as Cox brings it back across the timeline. See if he can get his team a little bit closer here before the end of this one. Cox working against our line out here on top. Now working on the right side. Take it right down there along the line. And it toilet bowls out. It won't go down, but he'll shoot 2, Will Cox. He's 1 for 2 at the line so far tonight. Cox, no points. And only 3 points in this third quarter. All third quarter here for the Trojans. They've been pretty much shut down here as the Tigers have come out here and done a great job scoring 22-3 into this quarter to now have the lead. But Cox at the line here shooting a couple with a chance to get his team to within 2. If he can knock it down. We got some wetness on the floor over there in front of the TCA bench, but they're getting that taken care of. And stepping up to the line here is Cox for the Trojans. First one on the way, short. Nice shot of the referee right there. So second shot from Cox coming up. Shot on the way. Second one. Can't get it to go. Rolls out. And rebound coming out here by Johnson. Johnson's going to push up the floor here. Find Arline. Arline driving right to the right side. What a great block there by Cox. But they're going to call the foul on him, though. But looked like he got the ball, but he got some body on the action there, too. But a nice job of Cox flying in there and presses it up against the rack. But it's going to be a foul nonetheless, and it's going to put Arline at the line. First time at the line tonight. Three of 9 at the free throw line here for the Tigers with 1:07 to go. Arline off the front of the rim, no good. 1 for 6 for the Trojans on the other end at the free throw line. Like I said, hasn't been very good free throw shooting by any team here into the tournament so far. Arline 0 for 2. Knocking down the back half. Arline, 5 points in the ball game. And it's now a 5-point lead with about a minute to go. Cox trying to get it across the timeline now for the Trojans. They'll find it up ahead here to Daniels. Daniels is dropping it off there, and that's going to be out of bounds as Ingram tried to take it in there, but it's knocked out there by the Tigers under a minute to go. Apple's going to check out for Price for the Trojans, and an inbound coming in from Daniels. So Daniels looking to bring it in here for the Trojans. Long inbound coming in, and they'll find Price covered up here by Cartwright. Price trying to go around and drop it off, go to the right side. That's Ingram. 3 ball on the way from the big man Daniels. It will not go. And rattles around. Finally going to come out here by Cartwright. And he'll push it back up the floor now as he'll find Briscoe. Briscoe down in the corner now to Johnson. Johnson working his way in from that right side. Off the mark. Cardinale with the rebound. Can't get it to go. Johnson gets another rebound. Throws it back out here. Cartwright top of the key for 3. It will not go. Yeah, it looks like it may be against the Tigers, whatever it was there. Underneath. And it will be Trojan basketball as Smith checks back into the ball game here for Ingram. Coach Price. Daniels down with a chance to bring it in here for the Trojans. And they'll get it in to Flat. Back to Price. So got to get it across the timeline here. Price working in, gets the double team, now throws it up ahead. Oh, nice job here by Cox. And Cox gets the inbound that takes it in and gets a nice bucket, nice little dunk there for Cox. That's a big bucket there for the Trojans. We get down to 7 seconds to go. Jones brings it across the timeline and way downtown for 3 for Jones. I mean, he was way down there for 3. And Jones knocks it down here right before the buzzer. And that'll make it a 40-34 game here at the end of the third quarter. Jones from way out, knocking down the 3 to end of the quarter. So the Tigers come back here into this third and have an explosive third quarter. They are up 30-43. We'll be right back here on a NETSN.
Folks here in East Texas really love their breakfast. Whether you're looking for biscuits and gravy, anything up to quiche, you'll find it there at Plates of Grace Country Kitchen for an awesome breakfast. When it comes to lunch, they'll always have a great special written on the board, or check out the menu for all kinds of great items like the Bubba Club, chicken fried steak, fish and shrimp, or even that mouth-watering hamburger steak. You'll find all these mouth-watering dishes at Plates of Grace Country Kitchen just outside of Center on Shelbyville Highway.
It doesn't matter if you need a truck tire or if you need a car tire. If you need a tire, you call Joaquin Tire. Joaquin Tire Shop provides new and used tires, along with oil changes and 24-hour road service. Stop and see them on Highway 7 in Joaquin.
All righty, folks, back here, ready to go for the fourth quarter. Daniel's right here in front of us and checking in on some football here in the state championship game. It looks like Carthage is going to get number 11 as they're up on Orange Stark by a score of 49-14 with just a little bit of time left there in the fourth quarter. So Carthage Bulldogs going to find going to have to start getting toe rings for those Carthage Bulldogs. They win so many championships over there. All right, so here we go as it is the end of the fourth quarter here, and it's a 6-point deficit for the Trojans, as the Tigers are going to look to hang on here in this fourth quarter. They outscored them 26-5 in that third. And Cox is going to get the hoop of the harm as he works his way from that right side. He's going to pick up a foul from Jones, and Cox gets the bucket. So the hoop and the harm on the way here for Cox. He's got a chance to make it a 3-point ball game here with 7:35 to go. Cox looking to step to the line. First one, 3-point play, good. So Cox gets the 3-point play, makes it a 3-point ball game. Back up the floor now come the Tigers and Jones, dropping it to our line. Back to Jones here on the right side, kicking it over to the left. Cartwright out on top, back to Jones. Covered up here by Cox. Underneath here to Arline. Arline working one-on-one underneath. He can't get it to roll home. Trying to get it to bounce. Cartwright right there with a nice. Cartwright, I tell you what, he's been right there for some rebounds and the putbacks for the Tigers. They get it up ahead now, do the Trojans. Here's Price for a three from the right side, and he knocks it down from the right wing for Price. Big game there for Price. His first bucket since the first quarter. And it's now a 42-40 ball game, 7 minutes to play. Arline. Cartwright, long range three from the left side, and he tries to answer back and won't go. Rebound comes out here by Cox. He'll throw it back ahead here to Price. Price pushing the action right in the middle of the floor. Price, no pass for Price, takes it right in and scores. And Price ties the ball game at 42 with a nice move right down the middle of the lane. Kick it back here to Arline. Arline to Jones. Johnson working against Cox there. Won't go down for him. Rebound comes out by Smith, and he's going to get double teamed, and he's going to be fouled on the rebound. And Smith will pick up the foul there as Daniels gets ready to bring it in here now for the Tigers. I'm sorry, for the Trojans. So Trojan basketball, we're going to get a timeout on the floor. Coach Brown's going to take a full timeout, so we'll take a timeout with him. We'll be right back here on a NETSN.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center proudly supports all the students and schools of the Piney Woods. Stop by the lot and feel free to check out all the wonderful vehicles we have to offer, no matter what adventure you're planning on taking. We have a wide selection of used vehicles and a service department that can service your vehicle. Get all the info you need about your next vehicle online. That way you're prepared for your car deal when you hit the lot. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center.
Hey, y'all got a dirty truck?
Well, then take it to Joe's Car Spa for a spa day.
At Joe's, they make them shine.
And they're standing by to work with the community.
They was elected best of Shelby County this year, and it's called Joe's, but it probably ought to be called Reed since Reed Grant owns it.
So, Billy Don, when it's time for your car or truck to have a spa day, where do you take it?
I don't know where.
Alrighty, folks, we're back here ready to go after the timeout. 6.5 to play in this tie ball game at 42, and it was a big lead there at halftime for the Trinity Christian Academy. They were up 29-14, but a big explosive third quarter by the Tigers, 26-5. They outscored them to come back and take the lead. Now it's tied up here as we're underway in the fourth quarter, and that one's going to be an inbound pass that is taken away there by the Tigers, and Jones going to get it back here from Johnson over to that far side. Cartwright, that's going to be a walk by Cartwright, and Jones tried to find him down that corner, and Cartwright, I'll tell you, he's done a good job there, hitting a couple big shots, being in the right place on some rebounds and some putbacks, and thought about that three there, and then second-guessed himself. It looked like he got himself a walk. So here comes Williams into the ball game now with 6:22 to go for Coach Brown and the Tigers. On the inbound, it'll be Apple. Bringing it in here. There it is. They'll get it into Cox. Cox now getting it back over here to Apple. Apple now is going to get a hand on it there, and the Tigers come out of there with it. Jones pushing up the floor. Jones going to give it back here to Arline. Arline outside the free throw line. Loses a hand on the basketball on the floor, and going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow stays with the Tigers. So that one kind of got into between the wickets there of Arline. And a good job by Cox and Price to get some hands on it, but Arline was able to keep it there. It's going to be jump ball. Possession arrow will stay with the Tigers. 6:02 left to play in the ball game. Central Australia coming up next. Stay here with us. Cardinale with the three ball. It will not go. Rebound by Arline. He puts the shot back up. He gets his own rebound, and it doesn't go. So he will be back to the line here as he is fouled this time by Smith. And Arline going back to the line where he's 1 for 2 so far here this afternoon. So as Arline steps right back up. Trying to break this tie, and does. 6 points for Arline in the game, as Apple will check out for flat. Coach Price. So now 1 point lead here, trying to make it 2. Arline and the Tigers. And it's good. So now back for the Trojans as we get under 6 minutes to play in the ball game, and it's a 2 point lead here for the Tigers. As Price pushing along the right side. Price dropping it off here to Flat. Flat going to find Daniels. Daniels kicking back over here. Smith, three ball from the left side. It will not go. Smith gets his own rebound though. Kicks it back out here on top, and the Trojans will look to set it up once again. Price, he'll launch from three from way down. Kicks off the front of the rim, no good. Nice rebound there for Smith, and he'll put it back in and score. Tied it back up at 44 as we get down to 5:20 to play in the ball game. Arline back across the timeline here for the Tigers. Johnson dropping it back. Cardinale kicking it back out here to Johnson. Johnson at the free throw line looking for some help. Kicks it back to Jones. Jones drop it off Johnson. Johnson, Arline outside the free throw line. Working against Price. Price got a piece of it. Price will take it away. And back up to 4 now come the Trojans as Price pushing the action right in the middle to the right side of the lane. Kicking it back out. Cox for 3. Back of the iron. No good. Rebound comes out here by Williams. He throws it up to Cardinale. Cardinale gets it up now to Arline. Arline to Johnson. Johnson gets shut down there by... Is that Flat? Good job there by Flat, but nice job there by Williams. It looked like a pass from Johnson to Williams. Williams gets the bucket to go. Looks like maybe a little hoop and harm action here as Williams will go to the line. He's 1 for 4 at the line today. And now a 2 point lead trying to make it 3 as Ingram will check back into the ball game. He'll come in here for Daniels for Coach Price. So 4:36 left to play in this ball game here. Williams with the 3 point play, and it's good. 2 for 5 at the line. Now we're going to get a timeout with 4:36 left to go. We'll take a timeout right along with him. We'll be right back here on NETSN. Oop, there we go.
man. Yeah, let's go.
Already after the timeout, 3-point lead here for the Tigers to Silsbee. With 4:36 left to go, and it's Trojan basketball. Ready to bring it in is going to be Smith. He'll bring it in here, and he'll find Cox on the inbound. Working against Johnson as the Tigers keeping up this tight pressure here. That's what's got him back into this ball game. Get it up ahead here to Flat. Flat working over here to the left side. Pulls up his dribble. Back to Cox to the middle. Sends it over to the right side. Price catching and shooting. Price can't get the three to go. Rebound comes out long, and it's going to go off of one of the Trojans, and it will be Tiger basketball as Jones will be ready to bring it in with 4:17 to play. On the inbound here to Johnson. And Johnson now bringing it up the floor. Johnson gets a screen there from Williams on against Cox. Our line, right wing, thought about the three. Pulls it back down. 4 minutes to play. Still a 3-point lead here for Silsbee as they can look to take some time off the clock here. Find a good shot. Williams into the lane. Williams off the glass. He's going to be fouled from Smith from behind. And Williams will go back to the line for the Tigers. Already 7 points in the ball game. He's 2 for 5 at the line. Let's step back up here. An opportunity now for a couple shots. See if he can increase the lead here for the Tigers. Up by 3 right now. First one on the way from Williams is off the back of the iron. Will not go. Checking in the game now for Smith is going to be Apple for the Trojans. And Williams with a chance to make it a 4-point lead here if he can hit the back half. And that one won't roll home for him. Cox gets the rebound. And back on the floor now come the Trojans, still trailing by 3. As they'll get it to Cox coming out now. It just didn't quite get all the way across the line. There's a nice try there, but Flat threw it back to Cox, but Cox wasn't established across the line just yet. He's just a foot behind, but it's a turnover on the backcourt violation, and it's back to the Tigers. As they'll get it to Johnson. Johnson just does, that was just awful close there, but it was just enough on the backside there for him to not be across the line right there. So Arline working over here on the right side against Apple. Arline in the lane, puts up the floater, gets it to shoot, and gets it to shooter's roll. It rolls home for him. 9 points for Arline, and 3:25 to go as it's now a 5-point lead. Largest lead for the Tigers here, and that's going to be Jones picking up the foul there against Cox. Cox trying to come up the floor here. And 3:20 to go. Only the third team foul, 3 team fouls on both teams here in this quarter. So Cox working against Johnson, bringing up the floor here. Work the timeline. Johnson knocks away from behind, and it's going to stay with the Trojans on that far side. So congratulations to the Carthage Bulldogs. Won themselves their 11th state titles, like 49-21, I think was the final score. Good job there by the Bulldogs. All right, back outside here. As Apple will pull it down here, getting down to 3 minutes to play in the ball game. Send it over here, and that is Cox from a 3. And Cox lines it up and drains a big 3 from outside. And that's a big knockdown there by Cox, 49-47 with 3:01 to play here into the ball game. And the Silsbee Tigers, who have come up here and got that lead, are trying to hold off of these Trojans here, but the Trojans trying to climb back in here, see if they can take the lead back. At 3:01 to play in the ball game, we'll take a break. We'll be right back here on a NETSN.
A lot of us do our banking at Shelby Savings Bank because it's our hometown bank, but it's also a thoroughly modern bank featuring online banking, mobile banking, paperless statements, deposit-taking ATM machine. All that in my hometown bank? Yes, because it's a bank for your modern hometown. Shelby Savings, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Whether it's with family and friends or just some time to yourself, summer is better on the water. And Farmers State Bank has exactly what you need to make those dreams come true. Learn more at fsbctx.bank.
All right, here we go. 3 minutes left to play in this one. 49-47. One more game left on the schedule. And coming up after this one will be the McKinnon Cougars. That's the Aussie crew. They will take on the Center Rough Riders here, the home team. And we're setting ready to go. Silsbee basketball. They'll have it underneath of the Trojan goal. As Johnson looking to get it in here and going to tighten up the defense. Got to get it in here. Got to get it into our line. Our line does get it in. Bringing it back up the floor now. So they'll drop it off there to Williams. Williams steps on the line, and it's going to be out of play, and the Trojans will get it back here on the turnover by the Tigers. Now under 3 to go. And the Trojans going to look to bring it up the floor here. Cox sends it all the way back over. Going to find Price. And Price going to pick up a foul there on Johnson. Johnson picking up that foul as Price tried to come around him. 4th team foul here on the Tigers. 3 on the Trojans. 2:49 to play. Out of bounds play here coming from the Trojans. Going to be Apple looking to get it in. Going to find Price over to the right side. Price catching it, popping, can't get it to go. And this 3-pointer there. Rebound comes up by Williams. Williams drop it off to Johnson. Johnson give it back to Williams. Williams across the line. Going to try to throw it down underneath there. That's knocked out there by Flat. And it stays with the Tigers. Now, Jones looking to get it in here. Some good defense here by the Trojans to get it in here to Johnson. Johnson working against Cox. Sends it back out here to Cardinale. They send it back over to the far side. Our line. Working here against Apple. Out on top of finding Johnson. Getting down to 2:20 to go. Johnson, our line. Looks way here against, that's nice job there. Cox, he was going for that steal, but Johnson ends up with it. They knock it away. And Cardinale have it knocked away from him by Price. And it will be Jones ready to bring it in here for the Tigers. So Johnson will bring it back across the timeline here with 2 minutes to play. Bounce pass down to Jones. Jones catching this, popping from the corner for 3. Jones knocks down the 3. From the corner, and it's a big 3 there. That's the 3rd one of the night here for the Tigers. That was a big one here in the 4th quarter. Makes it a 52-47 ball game. 5-point lead here with 1:40 to go. And Price catches it down in the corner, looking for some room, kicking it back out here. Cox, long range 3 from the top. Back of the iron, will not go. Rebound comes out here by Apple. Apple's going to pick up a foul from Jones with 1:34 to go, and that's going to put him at the line. As Apple will go to the line here, shooting 2. That's a 15 foul, so they'll be shooting 2 the rest of the way. Will the Trojans with 1:34 to go. Still only 3 team fouls here against the Trojans so far. So Apple steps to the line here with 1:34 to go. Trying to cut it to a 3-point deficit here, but knocking them both down. 14 points in the game here for Apple as he knocks down the first. Nine, 10, 14 points. So 1:34 to go, Apple. Trying to knock down the back half here to make it a 3-point game, and does. And it is a 52-49 ball game with 1:34 to go. We're going to leave it right here as we got a timeout here on the floor. We'll leave it right here and just talk a little bit about things coming up here. I want to say a big thank you to, first of all, we'll say a big thank you to Shelby Savings Bank. They're bringing our daily game sponsorship to us here for the Rough Rider Holiday Hoops Tournament here, Holiday Invitational. So thank you to the good folks at Shelby Savings Bank with locations all over the Piney Woods area. Make sure you visit your Shelby Savings Bank location. Get you a Casaza account, checking account. Whatever you may need there, they'll help you with all your banking needs. That's at Shelby Savings Bank. Thank you for bringing us the ball game here today and tomorrow. All the ball games tomorrow from Shelby Savings Bank. And also, they will be with us for the Holiday Hoops Tournament on the 29th, 30th, and 31st down there in Timpson. Being a big presenter sponsor for all those games down there as well. Big thank you to Shelby Savings Bank. Timeout over. 1:34 to go. End of this ball game. And here we go, as it's a 3-point lead for the Tigers. They'll have the basketball. As Johnson looking to get it in, finds our line on the inbound. A couple fouls to give here for the Trojans, but they don't want to give those up and put the Tigers at the line. As you got Johnson with the basketball. Now a nice little dish here at our line at the top of the key. Sends it back out here, Cardinale. 1:20 to go. Johnson just trying to play a little keep away here. Are the Tigers trying to take as much time off the clock as they can with a 3-point lead, and the Trojans trying to find any kind of way here. And finally going to be fouling, and that's going to be Smith with the foul on Johnson. That's number 4. So it'll be an out-of-bounds play here. Still one foul to give as the Tigers with 1:09 to go. We'll have the inbound. They'll get it into the backcourt here to Arline. Arline looking to get it back across the timeline here as Apple right on him, and that's going to be foul number 5 from Apple. And they'll be shooting 2. Well, Arline will go to the line where he's 3 for 6 at the line tonight with 1:02 to play. Both teams into bonus now. So Arline steps up to the line here. Arline, 9 points in the ball game, 3 for 6 at the charity stripe. Stand up here ready to go. First one, good. 6 points off of field goals, and right now 4 points off the free throw line, and trying to make it 5. Arline can't get the back half to go, but Johnson right there for a long rebound. Nice job on the rebound there by Johnson. 1 minute to play, and it's a 4-point lead here. And there's going to be another reach-in foul here for the Trojans as they will reach in there, and it looks like that may be Cardinale going to the line where he's 1 of 2. Cardinale with 2 points in the ball game, a couple points back in the second quarter with 56 seconds to go, stepping up here to try to knock down a couple to get it out to a 6-point lead here. Knock down a couple. That's a little bit short there, but Cardinale. So the second one on the way here for Cardinale. And makes it a 5-point ball game. Trojans have the basketball with 50 seconds to go here, and Price pushing the action right in the middle of the lane. Price puts it up, and he gets the floater to go over Jones. That's a nice play there by Price. He takes it right in and scores. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor. Here's at the 3-point ball game, 48.2 to go. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with best of Nacogdoches and best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters.
Great shot, man. Yeah, let's go.
Alrighty, folks, back here after the timeout, 48.2, 54-51. Tigers have the lead, and I do believe they'll have the basketball in the inbound play coming in. Johnson, Jones, Cardinale, Williams, and Arline on the floor. They got Price, Cox, Apple, Flat. Oh, that's going to be a nice job here by the Tigers. Get it up ahead here. Arline, he's going to be fouled, and the bucket will count as Price. Oh, my goodness. Come on with the camera. Price going to foul him there onto the way in, and Arline going to get that bucket. As the Tigers did a really good job getting it up the floor there, and Arline's going to shoot for the 3-point shot here. And 45.8, making it a 5-point game, trying to make it 6 as Arline steps back to the line here. Robot's starting to wander off on me a little bit on this far side. Sorry, folks. So Arline up and good. So that shot didn't count. They're going to say that shot did not count. So they're going to give him 2 shots at the line. First one is good. So the second one is good. So now it is a 56-51 ball game. So they just denied the shot there. So all right, so Cox coming back up the floor now for the Trojans. Oh, he loses the handle on the basketball. Johnson comes out there with it for the Tigers. And Johnson going to drop it off here to Arline underneath. And Arline with the bucket. A nice job there from Johnson to Arline. 7-point ball game, 30 seconds to go. Price back across the timeline here for the Trojans. Price in the lane, can't get it to go. Rebound here by Cardinale. He's going to be fouled. And that looks like that may be a foul there on Flat. And that could pretty much sealed the deal here for the Tigers as a 22.9 to go. And Cardinale headed back to the line. He's 2 for 4. Trying to knock down a couple here to not put it completely out of reach for the Trojans, but make it really difficult. Up and good for Cardinale. So second one on the way here to try to make it a 9-point ball game, and does. So a 9-point lead here for the Tigers as Cardinale knocks them both down. Back up the floor now as Cox takes it right down in and scores. Now back up the floor now. They're going to find Cardinale up ahead of everybody once again. And Cardinale's going to take it in, and a good job here by the Tigers. The last couple of trips down the floor, they found the open man down behind everywhere. Here's a long-range three here by Cox. It won't go. And it's pretty much going to be it here with 0.4 to go on the clock. The Silsbee Tigers are going to come back out here and come from behind and win this thing 62-53. And the shot will not count. If it would have went, it would not have counted. So 62-53 victory here for the Silsbee Tigers over the Trinity Christian Academy Trojans. What a great game it was here for the Tigers. That was that third quarter. That third quarter really came out because the Trojans had a 15-point lead there at halftime, and the Tigers came out and went an explosive third quarter, 26-4 or 26-5 in that third quarter to come back, take the lead, and hold on here to win it 62-53 over the Trojans of TCA. Well, I tell you what, it's kind of be hard to find a player of the game in this one. I think I'm going to have to go with, along with our line. There's our line here right there towards the stretch. They found him in a couple of places there, and he was able to make a couple of plays there. So our line is going to get the game, player of the game here. Our line is our player of the game for the Silsbee Tigers as we get ready to wrap this one up here, folks. All right, folks, this is going to wrap up this game. We got one more left on the schedule. It'll be coming up here in about 15 minutes or so. So we'll shut down this stream. We'll get everything changed out, and we'll get ready for the McKinney Cougars, which is the Aussie squad, taking on the Center Rough Riders here to the final game of the first day of the Rough Rider Invitational Tournament. Thanks for joining us, folks. We'll get to the next game going here in just a few minutes. So sit back, relax, get yourself some fresh snacks, and we'll be ready to go for the next game on the way here on the NETSN.